Hello, this is Wolf, and welcome back to SCP Secret Files.
The black box has been properly contained at Site-105 and pending further investigation. Above is the full record of the inquiry.
Okay, so yeah, I really liked that last one. I can't wait to see what the next one is. I was a bit confused at first, but I got over it. How about Taco Tuesday? Taco tonight. I thought I was going to say Taco Tuesday. Because we heard whenever they say taco, it's Taco Tuesday. So, are we really using a living being as a tool to contain anomalous objects? Yeah. Don't get us started on the dear God. That that one's a dark one. It involves a lot of hmm, let's say messed up things to contain it. It involves living beings. Yeah, I understand. That sounds cool, but I can't drink too much. Huh. I can't drink. I'm not old enough. Sports Stewart. To celebrate the completion of my first ever archive mission, my colleagues threw a small party. It all started to grow on me, my colleagues in this place. I started to really enjoy all of it. Maybe it was all the drinking. I dreamt I was lost in a strange cave. It was dark and damp, and smell of decay. And in the depths of the darkness, I saw all the times two red dots monitoring every move. What a strange dream. Tequila is too strong of a drink. I need an espresso to sober me up. Hmm. Oh, is that the salesman? If I'm like, I'm pretty sure This is this SCP is referred to as like the multi-dimensional salesman or something like that. Just give me a moment. I'm getting a timer going as well as look up the SCP. Yep, the salesman. So, occasionally, random door in your house or at place will be designated -1, not -2. And when you open that door -2, the salesman will be there, and he'll make a deal with you. Is this Genesis? Uh, by use of SCP blank, the consciousness was implanted into the specimen. SCP is this? Oh. Well, first I probably should have read this, but oh, that's actually oh, that's amazing. So this is actually just taken from the wiki. This is actually just the wiki page of the SCP. Sorry, brushed up against my mic there. Okay, so I'll read a tiny bit of these. And then, like, I'll just move over. And if you want, I'll just, to read these, I can either slow down the video. Well, not slow it down, but I can either stop and give you time to read it at points if you want to pause the video. Or if you want, I'll read out the name of the SCP. In this case, this one is supposed to be SCP-143. And you can just pull up the SCP wiki. Addendum 143-1. The trees were grown on site from saplings obtained from parent plants located in Nara Prefecture, Japan in 1905. The parent trees were owned by a family of traditional swordsmen or smiths, claiming to be descended from a legendary swordmaker named Amakuni. They referred to the original trees as Jinki no Kodachi or the Blade Wood Grove. It is from them that the Foundation gained the techniques to cut and work the wood petals into serviceable items. The original trees are still in Japan, owned by the government, and still tended by the same family. However, the government has denied all existence of the trees, and any products made from them are kept within the country. Addendum 143 2. SCP 143 is to be watered twice every day on a regular basis via a large sprinkler system unless already watered by local precipitation. Sorry. Personnel are not allowed to enter the enclosure without level 4 administrative clearance and are advised not to touch any of SCP 143 nor stand beneath them unless wearing proper protective gear. It is important that no one be within the containment area when SCP 143 begins to shed. However, after the shedding has concluded, the collection of the fallen petals for testing purposes has been authorized by the project director. See SCP 143 testing log. Wow, that's actually interesting. So this is SCP 261. Object class safe. Okay, so okay, so okay, so basically it's just a vending machine that does exactly what it says it's supposed to do. Be a vending machine. It does exact as you just type in what you want, and it basically gives it to you. Specifically if it's food or drinks. So it's like, well, about ready for what? What are y'all doing? What are you talking about? Monthly lecture? Yeah. What? Okay. Okay, let's go. Yay. Oh no. Why did the pressing one? Why is it SCP-1762? Where did the dragons go? Oh.
There are many stories in this world. Some are read widely all over the world. Some are hidden in dust and known only by a handful of people. Today I'm going to tell you a story no one else has heard before. A real story of mystery and wonder and adventure. And then you too will become the guardian of this story. The story takes place in a world of long ago. The hero of our story is a little boy. His name is Daniel.
So if this is the SCP, I think this is right. This.
One day, out of nowhere, Daniel got a serious case of chickenpox. It made him look like a strawberry. To make sure he didn't spread it to others, Mrs. Page, the principal, had him isolate in an attic. And so, in the attic he lived, all on his own.
Mr. Daniel, while up here in this attic, you'll have plenty of time to practice your penny whistle. I hope you practice well and prepare for next month's art festival.
But Mrs. Page, the melody is so difficult.
Don't give up, boy. You don't give up before you fight.
Daniel was reluctant at first, but he trusted Mrs. Page, and he knew he should listen. And so he practiced the penny whistle.
You never give up before you even try. You should never give up before you try. Say, sometimes it's hard not to, but if you don't try, you never know where you end up. Say, maybe it will be worse than, you hope for, but is it the worst thing you thought of that could have happened? From my experience, most of the time, the worst thing that I can think of that's going to happen doesn't end up happening. So there's no reason not to try. Whoa. ASD. Oop. Too soon. This is how my fingers aren't used to this yet.
Suddenly, he heard some strange noises in the corner of the attic.
Huh? Who's there?
Daniel decided to go over and take a look.
Whoa.
It was a mouse trap, and there was a red origami paper dragon inside of it.
Oh no. Pry it open.
Daniel carefully removed it. It was marvelous and
Hi.
beautiful.
Hi,
the
little
only
guy.
problem was part of its wing was damaged.
Oh no.
But Daniel found a way to repair it.
Uh.
Daniel held the repaired paper dragon high up in the air, imagining that it soared over all the world below. He played and played with the paper dragon.
Wee! Woo! Dragon! Soar!
In the warm afternoon sun, Daniel had to fight his eyelids just to keep them open.
Could it be? Or is this all just a dream?
The next day, with boredom and loneliness weighing him down, he began to fiddle with the old radio.
Our town is located in the plains where earthquakes are not particularly common. Although there are 17 fault zones around us, they are all inactive.
A scrunched up ball of paper rolled over to his feet.
Where did this paper ball come from?
Just as Daniel went to pick it up, the ball suddenly came to life, and it rolled away. Daniel chased after it.
Adios. Come back here, you little punk. No. You can only run so far before I corner you.
Just as he was about to seize the rolling paper ball, suddenly, terrible sparks erupted from it. Before his very eyes,
Devil ball.
the paper ball began to grow.
Devil ball.
Bigger and bigger. At that moment, a red figure suddenly appeared. The red figure quickly subdued the paper ball and threw it into a cardboard box. Daniel studied the red figure carefully. It had a sticker on its fluttering wing. It was the paper dragon.
I wasn't dreaming. Thank you for saving me.
Daniel was grateful and very happy. He walked closer to the paper dragon, but the paper dragon seemed timid and afraid and backed away. Just then, Daniel had an idea. He took out his penny whistle and slowly played a tune.
Let's hope I can do this.
paper dragon enjoyed the sound very much. It began to move along with the rhythm, flipping up and down in the air. Soon the two were playing and dancing, just like old friends. The paper dragon traced out a beautiful arc in the air, communicating with Daniel in a unique way.
He unfolded himself.
My cherished friend, after many long years, we finally meet again. Tell me, how has your family been? A great thank you for playing that music for me.
Oh, what's...
You know how I love the beautiful rhythm of that instrument. But we ought to take precautions, as the room is not stable. Do you still remember how the room works? You're welcome to visit anytime.
The piece of paper then changed back into the shape of a paper dragon and flew into the cardboard box. The box closed shut, and a calm silence was restored to the attic. Daniel rushed to find a watercolor pen and marked the box with excitement in his fingertips.
Here be dragons.
Over the next few days, the paper dragon came out often to play with Daniel. During this time, Daniel introduced many of his friends to the paper dragon.
That cat's name is Mrs. Carter. Ever since I secretly fed her some fish for dinner, we've been good friends. That's Duke, Mrs. Jessica's pet. He doesn't like Rainy Day or Mrs. Carter. Only smoked sausages for his taste. And now, we are friends too. My name is Daniel. What's your name?
The paper dragon flapped its wings, as if it didn't understand him.
Well, since you like the sound of the penny whistle so much, why don't I just call you Penny? I'll keep practicing to make it sound better.
Daniel and Penny then played baseball together in the attic.
What?
Let's play cat.
No.
But just as they were in the middle of enjoying themselves, a violent shaking suddenly rose from the ground.
I did not throw it that hard.
The stubborn earthquake is back at it, folks, and it seems even stronger than last time.
At this moment, the box suddenly shot open, and thick clouds of smoke billowed out, followed by several paper balls. Penny attacked the paper balls without a moment's hesitation and promptly threw them back into the box. Penny then flew around in front of Daniel and rushed right back into the box. As the box closed, the earthquake stopped. Facing a friend's farewell without a formal goodbye, Daniel felt confused and lost. He moved the box to the center of the attic. Facing it, he practiced his penny whistle, day in and day out. As the days went by, Daniel's playing became smoother. One day, the box suddenly began to move.
Huh?
1, 2, 3, 4. This time there were 4 paper dragons. But they weren't alone. Enemies began to jump out of the box too.
Earthquake! Another earthquake! This time it's reached a magnitude of 5.8!
In that small attic, the 4 paper dragons fought fiercely against the paper balls. This time, the paper balls used new tactics. They clumped together into a single monstrous ball of paper. It began to shoot strong bursts of electric sparks at the paper dragons as they flew through the air. As they were hit, the paper dragons fell from the air, one after the other. Seeing the injured paper dragons, Daniel felt very distressed and anxious. Just then, one of the paper dragons painfully started to fly and gathered the remainder of its power. The paper dragon transformed into a great beam of light and dove straight down to pierce through the monstrous paper ball. And then came another paper dragon. The monstrous paper ball was blasted to bits, exploding into smaller paper balls. Trembling, they struggled to escape back into the box. The sacrificed paper dragons were reduced to swirling shreds of paper, and a silence pervaded. Peace and tranquility were restored once again to the attic. Daniel saw the remaining 2 paper dragons lying on the floor, badly wounded. He rushed to grab some stickers and treated them at once.
You'll be fine.
Suddenly, countless paper dragons began to gush from the box. The 2 wounded paper dragons were repaired and began to fly. Like 2 colored threads, they merged with the other dragons, flying in unison. The dragons moved like a tide, flying freely through the attic. Daniel eagerly took out his penny whistle. He showed all his paper dragon friends the results of his hard work and practice.
I knew it. I hate that.
In the sweet melody of his playing, Daniel felt himself enter into the world of dragons. The paper dragons merged into a long letter and floated down towards Daniel to tell their story.
After the last war, the fantasy world enjoyed a long spell of peace and stability. But now, the giants have returned. They have launched ferocious attacks, trying to invade your world through the room. We are prepared to launch the final defense. Then we will have to destroy your room, for it is the last remaining entryway into your world. Please believe this farewell will only be temporary. We will not be apart forever, and we will never forget our eternal mission of protecting you.
At that moment, the paper dragons flew back into the box. Daniel still couldn't fully understand what the paper dragons had meant, but he had a vague feeling in his heart that he may never see his new friends again. A few days later, Daniel's chickenpox had fully recovered. He could now play the penny whistle very, very well. But the paper dragons never returned. Maybe it was time to leave and move on.
Earthquake warning! Magnitude 6.2! A massive earthquake is hitting our town! All townspeople, please leave your houses immediately and move to safe open spaces!
Just then, countless paper dragons shot from the cardboard box. However, it seemed like they were under attack, spinning and falling through the air in confusion.
What's happening?
Daniel quickly grabbed the stickers out from his bag and did his best to heal the injured paper dragons. But the paper balls swarmed together and pushed Daniel away, subduing him firmly in the corner. He couldn't move. Suddenly, ominous clouds rose from the box, and a violent lightning flashed through the room. The figure of a giant slowly emerged from the thick clouds, and the entire attic became overwhelmed with its evil aura.
The earthquake is growing stronger, now with a magnitude of 7.1! Heaven almighty, are we doomed?
The giant unleashed its power maniacally. The paper dragons struggled against it, with no means of fighting back. At this critical moment, two paper dragons shined brilliantly. they heroically crashed their bodies into the giant. Daniel thought the giant had been defeated by the paper dragons, but soon he found that things would probably not be so simple. The giant's figure could still be seen in the thick smoke, looking evil and terrible. The attacks of the paper dragons had had no effect, and the giant had only grown stronger. It fought back with a new ferocity. The paper dragons were simply no match for it.
The earthquake is going stronger still! The greatest disaster this town has seen in over 100 years! My heavens! Will this nightmare ever end?
With the paper dragons now all but defeated, Daniel spotted a frail figure in the distance. It was Penny. It flew gently in front of Daniel and affectionately rubbed its head against his fingers, as if this whole crisis had never happened. Daniel felt like Penny was trying to tell him something, but he didn't quite understand what. Penny then left Daniel and soared into the air with a determination in its wings. Suddenly, the other paper dragons seemed to be summoned. They flew through the air, all together in unison, responding to the call without an ounce of hesitation. At that moment, Penny turned into a great red beam and rushed fast towards the giant. The other dragons followed, shining together like a shooting star. At that moment, Daniel seemed to see a real dragon flying.
No!
The huge explosion from the impact drowned out everything else in the attic. The attic rained down with countless pieces of paper, the leftover scraps of the paper dragons. Daniel wanted to collect all of the pieces. He thought he could still fix them.
Goodbye, my friend.
The nightmare is over. The earthquake has stopped. With God's mercy, our town is safe. We thank you, Lord, for your protection.
A few days later, the art festival was held as scheduled. Daniel attended the show with his penny whistle.
And now, Daniel Trevor will perform a penny whistle solo of a song titled Fly With Me.
that's how the story ends. Now, you might be wondering, what happened next? Are there still paper dragons in the world? Well, that's a difficult question to answer. But I believe that they are still protecting us somewhere in this world, just like they promised they would, forever, into eternity.
That's Daniel, isn't it? That's the kid, isn't it? I've been here for a month now, and am now entirely adjusted to the job. Though the content of my work is to simply process archive files, it is work that will never bore me. A few absurd jokes aside, most of the archives are really rather fascinating. I have been having hallucinations lately. I feel like someone is calling me, a low voice and uncertain. They seem to be trying to communicate with me, but I cannot understand a single word they say. In fact, I had planned on seeing a doctor, but Zoe told me it was a typical rookie syndrome and would clear up in a few days. I certainly hope that's the case. Nah, man, you should get that checked out. Like, you should really, I mean, really get that checked out. Like, okay, now, like, a part of me wants to, a, a part of me wants to read that, but after that just ripped me up. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't read the SCP. Ooh, Yorkshire, England. I have I have a friend who's lives in the UK. Um, SCP-300 is stored in a locked and climate-controlled container at Site Blank. Well, this would be Site 83. Consists of an blank containing approximately 2.4 cc of an unidentified colorless liquid. So Yorkshire, England, Site 83. Is where it's at. It's a perfume bottle. What? What is it exactly? I don't know what that is. SCP-090. What is? Let's see what this is. Object class Keter. Okay, SCP-090 is a black cubic structure, 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters, made of an unknown ceramic material. Object is classified as indestructible following tests outlined in document 090-B unattached. Each side is divided into 10,000 individual squares in an arrangement similar to a Rubik's Cube. Each square has a part of a design etched into the surface. The etching glow white. Huh. Alright, well. I'll go ahead. It's Keter now. Memetics. Oh my goodness, this is like actually talk about memes. Like legitimate memes. Okay, so anyway, we're going to be ending this episode here. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you all did enjoy, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Again, if you have any suggestions for any other games to play, when I either get caught up on all these stuff in this game, or maybe I'll start changing this out if it goes on longer than I anticipate, which I'm expecting to last a couple weeks. Well, several weeks, I should say. Um, but I'm not expecting this to last like, you know, half the year. So yeah, that will be the end of this video. So you all have a fantastic day, and goodbye.